Here's your wrestling news for November 29th, 2022. And we're starting off with Alexa Bliss, who is set for another major character change, at least according to what we saw last night. For months, Bliss has been a side character in Bianca Belair's storyline with Damage Control, but with Survivor Series War Games over, it is now time for Bliss to be the focus again. During a backstage segment on Raw, Bliss, Bianca, and Asuka were interviewed, and early on, Bray Wyatt's logo flashed on the screen behind Bliss. Though Bliss didn't see the logo, her attitude changed immediately as she became lost in thought and completely oblivious to what the other two women were saying. On Twitter, fans expressed their excitement at the return of the Dark Alexa character, who terrorized WWE for a year alongside Wyatt. One fan even speculated that not only is Bliss turning heel, but she's coming for the Raw Women's Championship, a title she last held over 4 years ago. When Bliss's change of character happens, only time will tell. But after the success of the White Rabbit vignettes, expect WWE to go to great lengths to make this turn a massive success. Last week, it was reported that CM Punk wants his AEW contract bought out, but that the company is in no rush to grant it. Keeping Punk under contract means that the problematic former world champion can't join WWE, but that's apparently not a concern for Tony Khan. At least that's what Shawn Spears has claimed, as during a virtual sighting, the Perfect 10 was asked about the Punk situation and whether Khan was concerned about his former talent joining WWE. He said, "Tony Khan is not afraid of anything. During the pandemic, when a lot of people were being let go or a lot of people couldn't get work on the independent scene and everything was being shut down, Tony was keeping those independent guys getting paid. He's more generous than a lot of people think." Khan may not be afraid of anything, but the fact that AEW isn't releasing Punk sure tells another story, as there's seemingly no plans to bring him back to TV. With Triple H saying he's open to discussing a CM Punk return, WWE isn't entirely against bringing him in, but that isn't a concern for Khan, or at least that is what's being said. Since AEW was founded in 2019, Tony Khan has prided himself on providing an alternative to WWE's product. Khan has never shied away from taking shots at WWE over the past 3 years, but the two promotions aren't too different after all, at least in one metric. As WrestleNomics data shows, AEW has seen dramatic increases in the average of their viewers for their shows, with Dynamite fans averaging in their early 50s. As for Rampage, the average fan who tunes in live each Friday night is in their mid-50s, and the numbers are very close to what WWE's average live viewer is. In fact, WWE Raw, SmackDown, and NXT have all seen the average of their fans drop over the last 13 months, an impressive accolade for all three brands. While the three shows still have an older average live fan, the momentum has been shifting, and we doubt Tony Khan will be bragging about this latest demographic. In February, Brian Kendrick, just days after leaving WWE, was set to make his AEW debut, but his match with Jon Moxley never happened. The match was canceled due to anti-Semitic comments Kendrick made in the past, which is why so many fans were surprised to learn he had worked backstage at last week's Survivor Series. Kendrick helped produce the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Ronda Rousey and Shotzi, but this isn't a sign of his return. PW Insider provided an update saying that while Kendrick did return for the show, he's not been rehired by the company. While WWE may have made big strides in 2022, we imagine there'll be backlash online if they give Kendrick a deal, and it remains to be seen whether a contract is offered to the former tag team champion. Now, ahead of last week's Survivor Series War Games event, Triple H shared a video of William Regal that has led to speculation on the British legend's status with AEW. It's been reported that Regal's name has come up within WWE and the company have discussed rehiring him, but it won't be for a very long time. In an update, Dave Meltzer said that Regal's current deal with AEW isn't for 1 year as previously reported, but instead for 3 years, meaning he won't be a free agent until the spring of 2025. There had been speculation that Moxley's warning to Regal last week on Dynamite to run and never return had been AEW's way of writing him off TV, but that is not the case. After 20 years, Regal was cut from WWE in January along with many close allies of Triple H, but it'll be a long time, if ever, before the game works with his friend again. We've got an update from Konnan now, as it was reported earlier this month that the wrestling legend is in rough shape and is seeking a kidney donation. This is just the latest health setback for Konnan, who has been struggling over the past few years, but there's now some good news from the AAA star. On his Keeping It 100 podcast, Konnan explained that several fans have reached out to him and have offered to donate one of their kidneys. Konnan says he hasn't got back to any of these fans yet, but will in due time, adding that the kind offers have restored his faith in humanity. Hopefully, at least one of these kidneys will prove to be suitable for Konnan, and we're continuing to send our best to the Mexican wrestling legend. We've got some tragic news to report now, as Mickie James has lost both her brother and niece in a tragic car accident. On social media, the Impact Wrestling star announced that the two died last week, along with a friend of her niece who was also in the vehicle. In her series of tweets, James said that her sister-in-law remains in serious condition in the hospital and asked for prayers for all involved, including the driver of the other vehicle, who James said is okay but mentally and emotionally devastated. James said that the accident wasn't the other driver's fault and that she hopes he forgives himself after this tragic accident, and we'd like to offer our condolences to James and those affected by this terrible ordeal. Back to WWE, as the company is always on the hunt for new talent, and the Next in Line program has seen several athletes earn contracts with the company. WWE hosted tryouts both before WrestleMania 38 and SummerSlam this year, and now more names from outside pro wrestling will have their shot. Sports Illustrated were the first to learn that there will be a 2-day tryout at the IMG Academy, which will take place tomorrow and on Thursday. Between 30 and 35 athletes will be taking part, and perhaps a future WrestleMania headliner will take their first steps on the path to glory in just a few days' time. On Raw, Dexter Lumis defeated The Miz to earn a WWE contract and afterwards threw money to the fans, money the A-lister had paid him at the start of their storyline. Miz was quick to attack Lumis and snatch the money away, only for Johnny Gargano to make the save, attacking the former WWE champion and throwing more money to the fans. Speaking about this segment, Graves called the fans witnesses and said that they were being paid hush money. Immediately, fans online saw this as a reference to Vince McMahon, the former WWE CEO, whose reign on top ended because of hush money payments made to multiple employees. With McMahon gone, he certainly can't get any revenge on Graves for this line, but do you think the Raw commentator was taking a dig at his former boss? Let us know in the comments. And we're ending today with The Rock, who is one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, but the People's Champion wasn't always so well off. Despite being the son of a wrestling superstar, young Dwayne Johnson often had little or no money to his name, and now the Brahma Bull is making amends for his past misdeeds. On Instagram, The Rock shared a video from a 7-Eleven confessing that when he was 14, he'd steal a king-size Snickers bar every day for an entire year as he had no money to pay. In the video, The Rock can be seen buying every Snickers bar they had and also pays for somebody else's shopping, spending over $300 in the store in total. The Rock became a megastar of wrestling and in Hollywood, but he's not immune from making bad decisions, and it goes to show that it's never too late to make amends. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.